Hello, and welcome to a game I've been putting off for a long time that I never thought I would do a series on. Welcome to Gris. Now, this is a bit of an interesting one because I've already started playing this one. I'm about an hour into it, and it's really good so far, and really interesting and intriguing. And it wasn't until Toonitem did a stream that I watched that really inspired me to play this, because it is a gorgeously designed game, and I figure why not play it and discuss some artistic designs with you guys, because genuinely this is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen and has some incredibly unique visuals. So without further ado, I'm going to completely restart and go from the beginning, because I think this game needs more love than it has. And I'm gonna shut up and let the OST speak. So pretty. I'm hoping with this series I can pick up some more intricacies that I didn't see before. Conrad Rosa absolutely killed the directorial role. That's another thing, this team is actually rather small, all things considered. And it was, I hesitate to say picked up, but it was advertised by Ubisoft of all people. They put a Gris skin into Rainbow Six Siege, which is impressive. And Berlinist, which I am sure is a group, did an amazing job with the music. It is heavenly. Published by Devolver. You can always trust Devolver to make beautiful games, or to publish beautiful games. Namada Studio. I will definitely be looking into their studio to see what else they've made. And now we're in the game. And you wouldn't even be able to tell it's a game because it looks like I'm just playing a 2D animation. You can even see around the legs, the line of the ground is actually passing through, well, you can see it through her legs because her legs are transparent. It's really smart. And they've also actually got a foreground because you can see the different levels on her legs. It's really smart. And as the background fades in, all the color is gone. We only have white. So, this is, I believe, an indie game that is all about depression, because every indie game is about depression. But the reason I wanted to do this series is because artistically, it is so unique. And instead of having a bunch of dialogue to tell this depression story, it's doing it entirely visually and through audio. It's really well done. This looks like the remains of the hand that we fell off. I don't know, I should mention, I don't know any of the story or any of the lore. I only know what I've played, which isn't much. but the fact that everything is now just black and white is so cool. Because we saw so many beautiful, vibrant watercolor colors, and now everything is black and white and gray. Oh hey, there's a little rock dude. Oh yeah, there's another one over here. Look, hey buddy. Look at him go. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? I can. Yeah, you can see in the background, like the cloud is, it's not your traditional cloud of like an airbrush in the distance to make it look like a cloud. It's actually sort of just like splotches of watercolor, and this film grain effect makes it feel textured. It makes the game feel like it's on paper. It feels like it's an actual 2D animation. Wait, did I just see her in white? No, I didn't. I was just seeing the cloak. I don't even know what it is. It's like her body is her clothing. And the walk cycle is really good because the ripples of the clothes feel so natural with the wind, and the fact that it has that like little wave that goes up the back, so good. That's mostly what I want to do with this series. Is I say series, I'm probably only going to do a couple episodes. I'd imagine 3. It's about 4 hours long. So I'm going to try and go through it quickly, but not too quickly, because I want to stop and appreciate things like this architecture. Not only is it really, really nice and unique, but it's also very clearly visually inspired by, I want to say, early Middle Eastern designs with the pillars and the large circular archways. But then the cracks feel very 3D, feel very geometrical, and it's really well done. Because it's only black and white, they're using a lot of cross-hatching, which is literally crosses to give the illusion of depth and shading. It's really well done. You could see it in the arms and the legs when we were closer into the character. I don't know if the character has a name, I should Google that. But yeah, here you can see, like, this, where the character is standing right now, you can see the line. It's like watercolor on paper. If you're not familiar with watercolor, it's essentially paint that is dyed water that essentially you put it on a paper and it sort of spreads out a bit from the center, and it gives it a really, really nice texture like this, and it's really, really pretty. If you've ever used or seen watercolor, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know how beautiful watercolor can be. The reason watercolor is so cool and works so well for this is because it is a medium that lets you overlap color. So you can put a green and then a blue, and then you get, I need to remember color theory. Put a green and a blue and you get, I don't know. I can't think of the color. I want to say purple, but I don't think that's right. How do you get up there? There's gotta be a way, right? I think that's to come back. Maybe up here. We go up and then go back, and then we can get that, whatever that is. Yeah, like this. Oh, no, never mind. I'm not doing it yet. No, we don't have all the constellations. All the points to make the constellation. In a way, this game kind of reminds me already of Far Lone Sails, which I have been meaning to play the sequel to Far Lone Sails and then Far Changing Tides. That's the sequel. But I don't really know how I want to go about it because of the way the first episode of that got recorded. I completely lost the recording, so I'm not really sure how I want to go about that game right now. But rest assured, I will figure it out eventually, and I will play Far Changing Tides. But another great detail for this is they can't really show depth on a flat 2D background, because that's what this is. This is 2D backgrounds. It is a 2D background that the character is just stuck on. So they show the midground, which is where the character is sitting, as this white color, and then the background as these grayer colors, or these darker colors. And then the foreground is usually this overwhelmingly bright white. And this thing is gorgeous looking. I love that every creature, barring little rock dudes, has this like clothy look that sways and like moves in the wind. It looks really good. Like, you can infer that that's not it just moving through the air and that wind moving it. It's the wings of the beast flapping, causing it to move. And this is really cool. There's a little dance for you. You can hear the little tinkles of the character taking a step. Toonie10, when I watched their stream, brought up a good point where this is really nice and it adds a lot to the game. What they could have done is they could have had it on time with the music a little bit, or even in key with the music to make it fit a little bit more, because as it stands, it sort of sticks out a bit, which I guess I can see the point. Sorry, I'll stop doing that. It's really silly. But I can totally understand why they wouldn't do that, because it's more about just an extra bit of world building and atmosphere than it is about having it be entirely immersive with everything. But also you'll notice as we go, we're seeing more and more background, provided we aren't in a cloud of fog. Hey, here's the hand. There it is. It's all broken and destroyed. Seems like we literally fell from grace, fell from the heavens. Oh, this is our hand, I guess. Red. So we just unlocked the color red. And that's what makes this game absolutely amazing. So we have unlocked the color red. And I think it's an interesting choice for the first color. Because red is, oh my god, it adds so much more depth. You can see the depth in the cloud layers. So if you look at the, okay, I'll put it to the far left of the screen, there's this like bit of bright orangey yellow color that moves separate, sort of. It's not quite in line with, oh no, it's moving with the camera. And then you have just behind that this dark red patch that's moving independently of that, and then this further back red patch that's moving independently from that, and it's like 5 or 6 different layers of independently moving backgrounds. I'm probably gonna have to draw this up in post, but it's sort of like 5 different layers stacked on top of each other in 3D space that is making this effect. Because despite what you think, this is a 3D game. I don't care what you say. This is 3D. It is not 2D. Unless, well, I say that. It is 3D in the sense that they are using all 3 dimensions while keeping this 2D art style. And don't get me wrong, it's entirely possible to make all of this 2D, but the way it's implemented, especially with the particle effects that seem to be moving independently in 3D space, I think it's a 3D world environment that's set with different layers that are moving all independently of each other, giving it this really, really cool paper-like 3D effect. Like, that red splotch in the background just looks like a bit of paper in the background. But then you have all these bits of atmosphere in between there and the foreground. It adds so much. And a complete other tangent I wanted to mention. The fact that we got only red and there's still so much color now tells me one thing. We are only using the color red. Oh, there's a tiny bit of green right here. I never noticed that. Interesting. Wonder why. But every color we see so far, barring that little leaf, is red. I'm sure that's just a bug. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Maybe it's just a mistake. Oh, that's a lot of constellations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 9. So is there going to be 3 areas to get 3 lots of 3? So yeah, so far we only have the color red in different shades. So we have really deep red in the background, and then like a unmuted, whited, watered down red in the foreground, making sort of an orange color. It gives it texture and depth, and that's what makes this game so visually interesting, is that they're using color to create depth rather than actual 3D effects. It's so fascinating how they did it. I'd really love to look at some behind the scenes stuff of this. I don't think I can get up there. I think we can only go forwards. I always go in the opposite direction to see if there's any secrets. Whee! Up. Yeah, you'll see like all the different shades of red make different layers and different light levels. It's really, really interesting how they made depth and color work for creating a world and atmosphere. You have the sun in the background, which is just a giant bright white light that is diffusing the red in the background to give it a halo effect of color. It's so smart. Like, the reason it looks orange in the background is because it's diffusing the red to make it into more of an orangey yellow color. And this just looks like blood, which I find really, really good visual storytelling. To me, that says there's a little bit of maybe anger in this character. Like, she's a little bit, maybe we're walking through anger at the moment. Like 5 stages of grief or something. But, oh, I said earlier that I found red to be an interesting color to choose as the first color. And that's because, okay, I'm very much a nerd, and I am an artist as well. I went to school for art, and I'm not in control anymore. But something that was very heavily discussed, especially early on, is color emotion. So there we go, title card, Gris. And as you can see, it's still only red. There is no green or blue or yellow or purple or orange or pink, only red. You'll see pinks around the outside, around the edges, if you just look at the edge of the screen. There's pinks there, but that's because it's a diffused red. It's not actually pink, which is why I find it so fascinating. And we land gracefully. I love that little land. Oh, there's actually a smoke effect that actually moves really well with the character. That's cool. It's like 4 or 5 different smoke effects just for jumping. That's cool. Always go the way of not secrets. Always. But so with color, that creates emotion. Also, there's another thing I'll talk about here in a second. So color creates emotion, or has a tie to emotion. And with that, you can infer certain things. So typically red is associated with anger, aggression, love, passion, hot, warm, discomfort. I'm struggling to think of others, but those are the sort of associations that come with the color red. So to start off with such an aggressive color is interesting to me. Don't get me wrong, they're doing a great job of toning it down in places to make it not as aggressive, but then you have this, which is really dark and oppressive, which gives me that feeling of aggression. That's why I think this is anger. Because it comes in and it's oppressive and angry, and then it calms down to this nice white muted red. It's really, really nice. I think it's a really, really intelligent use of color theory, which is technically what that is. Well, it's half of what color theory is. But there's something else I wanted to note in the background. You can actually see much better all the different layers of the background. So you got the foreground here, which is what we're walking on. You got the midground, which is what we're walking on. Then you have the foreground, which is where this black wind thing is that I'm currently running behind. And then you have, I'm about to get blown away by the wind because I'm taking too long trying to discuss this. Wind effect is so nice. I will also talk about that in a minute. There's so much to talk about. There's so many interesting artistic designs going on. Then you can see in the background, on the far left of the screen as I move, you can see all the different layers of the parallax effect of every single layer moving independently of the last. There's so many layers. I would say there's 7 or 8 here. Maybe even more that I don't recognize. Ah, damn, I thought I could stay up there. Yeah, so this is essentially the puzzle of this area, is get past the wind. And the music, I haven't mentioned the music, is so good at evoking emotion. Hey, I'm not musically inclined, and I'm not a music composer or creator. I don't touch music, but even I can recognize certain ways music is used, and this is, to me, telling me a story of mourning. This character is mourning something, and based on that introduction cutscene, I think she's mourning her voice. She lost her voice, sending her in a spiral of depression, currently dealing with the anger of losing her voice. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments, or even tell me your own theories in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But it would also make sense, because anger is one of the first stages of depression. Oh, sorry, denial and grief. No, not denial, it's grief. It's one of the first stages of grief, is anger. You become angry that you lose the thing. I don't remember the other stages, but I do know anger is one of them, and bargaining and acceptance is the final one. So I'm wondering how accurate I am with this. Oh, you can even see the watercolor shifting off in the far right there. But the thing I love about this smoke effect is it feels like it's if you've ever seen ink or just food dye being dripped into water, it kind of looks like they took some red dye and dropped it into water to create that, to get that effect, and then they just sort of overlaid it on top of this to create that wisping cloud effect, as well as having these particle effects of like little stones flying to show that the wind is actually pushing things. It's really intelligent. I'm talking a lot this episode because there's not really much to listen to, and I feel like I have a lot to say. I have the feeling I'm not going to slow down on my talking, so if you don't like slower games with less narrative, or you just don't want to hear me talk as much, I would say this series is not for you, though. If you're this far in, it's been 30 minutes, I imagine you've already left I imagine if you're 30 minutes into this video, you are interested in this game, so thank you for sticking around. This is going to be an interesting experience. I played this for an hour, and then put it down and never picked it up again. This was 2 years ago as well. Played it in 2023. And I knew it was going to be great from the moment I started it. But, yeah, you can see the legs, they're all like sketchy and crosshatched. It's such an interesting way to do limbs. It allows for so much creativity in the movement, but it's so interesting. It's also one of the little rock guys in this giant rock. Kind of like hermit crabs, I love it. But, what was I saying? Crap. Oh my god, I actually forgot what I was saying entirely. Man, I want to get that thing. I wonder if I can drop down up here. I cannot. Damn. Maybe... No, I can't even move that. What was I saying? Damn it. Oh, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot. Having the oppressive white background here is really nice. Contrasts the red and the pillars very nicely. I can't get this one either. I need to be weighted. The animation is so good. I can't stop looking at the animations. I don't know if I've ever said this before on the channel, but for those of you who don't know, I actually went to university for 2D animation, so I'm going to be appreciating the animation a lot. All I can do is move forward. Keep pushing forward. This is what it means to go... Damn it. Not quite. I was about to say, this is what it means to go even further beyond. Here we go, new constellation. And an ability that is kind of silly. So now, if we hit K, we can turn into a brick. It's really cool too, because it's still 2D. Her character model appears to still be 2D, but they actually draw, like, it's a full animation of her changing into 3D. So if you've never drawn before, or you don't know how to draw, it's probably a little bit confusing on how to make a 2D drawing look 3D. It's actually really simple. So if you take a square, I'm probably going to do this in post as well, but if you take a square and you add lines going, let's say, okay, we're gonna do an exercise right now. Take a square and put put a line in each of the 4 corners and have them face towards the top right-hand corner of your monitor. Not the same length, but close enough. Yeah, we'll say close enough to the same length. And then from there, draw lines between those new 4 lines to make a new square at those points. Congratulations, you've now made a cube. It's that simple. Just clean up the lines a bit, you got a cube. It's a super simple technique, but it is one that works very well. I forgot it's K. That's my fault. My bad. I'm playing this one-handed, by the way. That's why I'm not hitting K very well. Yeah, you can see all of our animations are still 2D, and the lines are still jittering like it's a 2D animation. So it tells me that they actually did a transformation animation in 2D to create this effect. Also, I will leave a link to Toonitem's stream of this game in the description, because I feel like they can add a lot more insight on the game design side of things than I can, because I'm going to be speaking a lot more artistically than I will in terms of game design. But one thing they did mention was the little constellation things around my character. They said something along the lines of the way they move appears to be creating drawing a line to a random spot, cutting out some of the frames between that, and then just going straight there. Because to me it looks like they're animated at maybe 12 FPS, while the character is animated at 24. Which you will have seen before in things like Into the Spider-Verse. Did I just... Ah, crap. I should have gone right. I'm stupid. Man, I missed things. Crap. Wait, can I go back? No, I think it's just gonna start me here. Man, damn it! I don't know why I thought this was the Way of Secrets. That was silly. This is gorgeous. Oh, I love this little dance. Oh, all of the color is gone. It's completely monochrome. Even the character. But it's Dark Link. If you've ever played Ocarina of Time, it's Dark Link. I think I see how they did this. So to me, it looks like they've taken the character, completely turned down the brightness of the character entirely, and then mirrored the actions of the character flipped upside down to follow you exactly. Because I imagine if yeah, it's all the same. Interesting. I wonder if that's how they did it. God, I would love to talk to the devs of this game. It'd be such an interesting conversation. Okay. Oh, I don't think those were birds. I think that was artistically the volcano exploding. Because that looks like a volcano spout. Interesting. Man, I'm mad I missed that section. I thought I was going the way of secrets. I'm stupid, I'm sorry. This sort of looks like a solar farm. Especially with that fan thing, kind of looks like a solar shield. Oh, we're really high up now. And the music is reflecting that. It sounds a lot more sinister, for lack of a better word. Like sinister and foreboding. Maybe a little bit forlorn. Okay, now at the piano, it's a little bit of hope. I'm getting a sense of tranquility from the music. I don't know, I'm trying to piece together a story and put things together in my mind based on the way the music is sounding. And I'm trying to verbalize that to you guys. Also, I can't tell if these rocks are 2D or 3D. When I first saw them, I thought they were 3D because the way they're structured, it would be really easy to make these in like Maya, which is a 3D object creator. I don't really know how to describe it for those who don't know. But for those who know Maya, it looks like something you could take 5 minutes to make in Maya. But based on how blurry the lines are, especially on this pillar that I'm behind, it to me looks like it's a static 3D painting that they've just zoomed in on. Wait, can I? Yeah! Screw that can. Wait, I've never tried... Oh, you can't mess with the little dudes. Little rock boys. Boo. Destroy this can. Screw the cans. That is what those are called. They're essentially just trail markers. At least that's how I understand what cans are. They're just trail markers. Music is so good. I love it. I have definitely added some of these songs to my playlist. Oh, for those who watch my streams or stop by the streams, I added some of these songs to my playlist, the stream playlist, because they're so goddamn good. I love them. Wait, where am I supposed to be going? There's nowhere to go up here. Yeah, there's nowhere to go. Oh, I thought I wasn't high enough. Oops. That's on me. I love the sound design. It sounds so good. I tried to do some Googling the last time I played this game, and just to see if any of the constellations are real. And from what I could gather, none of the constellations are actually real constellations. So, unfortunately, we're missing out on something that could have been a really nice detail. But it's fine. I don't expect them to add real constellations. Bah, yeah. I should say, I do know the answers to this entire area because I have played it before. And I also watched a stream of it, so that also doesn't help. I will let you guys know when we reach areas I have never been to before. Don't you worry. Not too far in, so it's not really something you gotta worry about that much. As I said, I've only played this for an hour. And we're already 30 minutes in, so that should give you some idea of how much I've played. The music is slowly swelling, slowly rising. It's building to something. I feel like it's gonna crescendo at some point. I think it just looped as I said that. I think it looped because we're not at the point it wants me to be at yet. Oh, that was kind of interesting. Hey, it's a sideways tree. Those trees look so weird. I love them, and I swear I've seen them before in a painting, but I don't know where. I couldn't find any information, any trees that look similar. It's definitely like a Renaissance period painting that it reminds me of. Yeah, this is the heavy one. Oh wait, I need to do it like this. Oh god, there's so many moving parts. Oops, I missed. The good thing about this game is there is 0 skill required. Like, this is not a game where you have to go through a bunch of skill checks. Nah, this one's, it's chill. It's just kind of chill like that. Because it's not about skill or gameplay. This one is about telling a story. It's telling a story through the environment and telling a story through the music. Which are both beautiful. Wake up. Okay, I thought I was gonna regret doing that. I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I'm not making it. Oh, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. Come on, come on. Oh, it stops. Oh, I can just hold it. Never mind. We'll go down a bit, get a little bit below, so that way when I come up, yep, it matches up perfectly. No, 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 no. Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna miss it. I need to go down, actually. Because I need to get onto that top one. Let's go down, down, and we're taking a round. There we go. We can make it this time. No, we can't, because I already missed it. Crap. I need to get on that top one, because there's something up on the far left. There's a breakable brick there. A breakable rock. I want to try and get there, because I want to see what it is. There's got to be something important. Perfect. Perfect. Frame perfect. Frame perfect. Yeah! And now we wait. Please be something in here. Are you kidding me? God damn it. Let me get back up there. Okay, we're back up here now. And this time I didn't miss the jump. Also, if things look a little weird from here on out, that is because I have swapped to a controller, and it is already a much nicer experience. I can feel the rumblies in my hand and I can actually do everything correctly. But something interesting to note is the balloon is actually see-through. You can see the clouds behind it. It's cool. I like that. I wonder why though. Why the decision to make it see-through? I find it interesting. God, what I wouldn't give to interview the developers of this game. I would love to know their thought processes. It'd be fascinating. Developers, if you're watching this somehow, please contact me. I'd love to chat with you guys. I doubt they are. I'm way too small to be seen by them. But still, it'd be so good, so cool. I'd love to just nerd out. Hey buddy, you got some crackies I could take care of. Let me help. Let me help! Oh, that was a bit too much damage. Oh, they're like little windmill dudes. I'm sorry, little guy. It's actually hollow inside. Interesting. They're just little guys. They really are just little guys. Look at them. They're just little guys. Thanks, buddy. Is he gonna lower that now? No, he's still standing tall. I can't crush these guys though. So all of these little guys are actually just that, but smaller. It's so cute. I went the wrong way. Here we are. I'm gonna call I dubbed this the sundial. Well, crap, I missed it. There we go. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Nice. The fact that all moving independently and changing directions and everything is so cool. It feels like clockwork. And it's actually something I really love about the main menu design, which you saw at the start of the episode, is that the sigils, I don't really know what else to call them other than sigils, they all seem to move independently. It kind of reminds me of how I would imagine a magic system. Like arcane circles with geometric symbols and glyphs and lines and orbs all moving independently of each other to make intricate patterns and not moving naturally, so there's no slow down and slow down and speed ramp up. It just starts and stops and starts and stops. It's kind of like, it kind of makes me think of Alchemy from Full Metal Alchemist. Great show, by the way, if you haven't watched it. I highly recommend it. But it's such a unique, artistic way to look at something. God, this is gorgeous. I love that they take time to just pull the camera out for a second to show something at a larger scale, to then bring it all the way in. Or never mind, to pull it out even further. I guess it's to show you that it's rising. It's a beautiful way to do scale. I'm actually not gonna move because it'll kill the vibe. Yeah, you can see the red of like how hot it is and like the light in the sun in the black metal. You can see it, like the metal on this right side here actually has a twinge of red, telling me that it's not, the red isn't necessarily just to show the color of things. It's also showing the light, which is such an interesting way to use color. Because again, we only have red right now. Red and its shades. We don't have any other colors. Like, look at these rocks, they're all white. We also haven't seen any white rocks in a while, ever since we got red. And these are stark white, which is a huge difference. I wonder if these are, oh no, it's just more hands. So it's more parts of the broken away hands. And now we get green. And green is also an interesting color to go to. Because green is a lot of like life and earth and plant and nature and beauty and calmness, healthy. That sort of feeling, if that makes sense. Like, it's a lot of positive, naturalistic type emotions, and this is just beautiful looking at this. I love this. Because we've had red for so long, and now we're getting these greens, and because we still have red, we're getting this little bit of like turquoisey aqua type color in the far right side. It's a really, really, really nice way to reframe our current understanding of the world with this new color. It's so interesting. I wonder if this emotion will, or if this will bring out a new emotion. My guess would be depression. No, depression will be blue. I reckon this would be, I'm gonna say bargaining. If we're going by the 5 stages of grief, it'll be bargaining. So let me quickly Google what the 5 stages of depression are while we're sliding down this vine really awesomely. Yeah, we're going back to nature because it's vines and leaves and all this other stuff. It's really, really cool. Okay, so the 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So I would say that green could either be bargaining or denial. Anger is definitely red, and then depression would be blue. This is just by going... If we're sticking to my theory that the colors represent a stage of depression. But that would mean there are 5 stages, and I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, look, now we're getting red with the green to recontextualize the entire area. We're getting red little plants and leaves, and now we got green plants over here where I'm standing. And there's red little butterflies. We're seeing new context in the context of an area we've already been. We're seeing the green and how that has changed the world to add more life. It's no longer a desert. It's now like there's a forest here. There's more things going on. Well, is that a way? Oh, there's way more than I thought. Okay. Interesting. So we have white, and now we have red added. And then we're going to go through green and put green in, I'd imagine. Yeah, because now we've got green. Green is symbolizing life and nature and like a reclamation of ruins. And we're seeing that because now we're getting these little red plants that I'm standing on. I'm doing my little dance on. Little dance. And because we didn't have these little birds off to the left or the plants that I'm standing in right now because they were red. We were only getting like these branches and the wood like right here. But because we have green, which is life, we're seeing a lot of nature and life brought back into this world, these ruins. I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I'm hoping I'm making a bit of sense with what I'm saying. Yeah, now we got the green. It's actually spilling into a proper yellow color. If you look off to the right, you got that green. Oh god. Oh god. Is that it? Is there only one explosion? Looks like we're not going back that way. Yeah, we got that green spilling with the red. It's making an entirely different color and reshaping the way the sky looks. It's so smart. Again, such an intelligent use of color theory and color in general. They really know what they're doing. And now we're into a forest. You got little toadstools and all the, again, the parallaxing of the background, again, creating a new environment. And the way the light, they're using white, once again, to create depth in the, we're zoomed in a lot here. That's actually really cool. Yeah, this is a 2D foreground. You can see it because all these, like, you can see it in the triangle of the plants in the foreground. It's really pixelated and blurry because it's a 2D image that they're just zooming into. It's really, really interesting. But you have the white and the yellows in the background and the oranges to create the light and the light shafts coming through the trees, and it looks really, really good. It's really, really smart way to create the sense of we are in a forest, we're not just out in a desert anymore. It's so cool, there's so much to talk about. I also love the way they're doing grass as these like black strands coming off the ground. It looks really good. It kind of reminds me of like Franbo, if you've ever played that. It's a really good game. I'm probably not going to play it on the channel. It's a bit long and kind of boring and confusing. So if you're interested in this sort of art style, I recommend Franbo. But I think I'm going to end this episode here. I think this is a good spot to end it. This game is gorgeous. I hope through some of my explanations and pointing out some details, you guys can see what I see and appreciate this game. If you've played it before, at a deeper level, sorry, I just smacked my mic. Appreciate it at a deeper level, or appreciate it in a different way you'd never thought to appreciate it before. Because I imagine there are a lot of people who aren't like me, who have this artistic background and artistic knowledge, that play this and either go, yeah, this game sucks, it's just walking for a while. which kind of misses the point of the game. This is a very heavy narrative story. It's just told incredibly uniquely. And I hope that with everything I say and talk about, I can add a little bit of context and a little bit of story to what's going on to this game. And again, massive, massive thank you to Toonytem, who inspired me to play this game and encouraged me to play it on the channel as well. Absolutely, if you're seeing this, Toonytem, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And playing it myself, I am appreciating it a lot more than I did on your stream. Again, Toonytem's stream will be in the description. Please check them out. They're really, really cool. They make some great music. Really calm person to watch. That stream was really fun. Can't wait for more of them, honestly. But this game is really, really cool. I will be finishing this one. I hope you guys enjoy this one. If you're new to the channel, we don't normally do this sort of stuff. This is a little bit different, but I do love appreciating indie games, especially when they are as artistically creative and unique as this one. But if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We upload daily around here. Or you can join the Discord down in the description. Join the fun conversation and have a bit of a say in what we do around here. We do have other indie series going on as well. Well, indie series. We have other indie games going on as well. But I really, really, really wanted to do this one because I feel like this could be a really, really good story to have on the channel. Especially because it's one that I don't really see talked about that much. Unless it's 3-hour-long video essays and not just actually playing the game. So please, I hope you stick around for this journey. It's going to be really, really good and really beautiful. And if you haven't already, check out the game, check out the OST. I can't link those in the description, but I really hope you join me for this ride. I thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for your patronage.